el audio. Que le escuche bien. Porque no sé cómo se escuchar este juego, es bastante extraño la verdad. A ver si carga esta wea. Ah, esto es una opción atrás. Vale. La idea es pasárselo entero. Bueno, entero, a ver. Debe tener como demasiados finales, pero debe haber como 3 buenos. Los 3 tochos. Que conseguiremos los 3 y luego, pues no sé. Algún que otro final, no sé si podré conseguir todos. A ver si me carga esto en el puto móvil, güey. Quiero escuchar cómo se ve esta wea. Súper raro, tío. Son como voces, tío. Y es como si me estuviese alguien hablando por la espalda, tío. Ahora, vale, a ver. A ver qué tal se escucha. A ver. Si quiere cargar, ¿por qué no carga esto, tío? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Carga, huevón. Se escucha altísimo, vale. Voy a bajar el volumen, a ver. ¿Ha cambiado algo o no ha cambiado nada? Vale, voy a hacer una cosa. A ver si no se peta. Ahora. Joder. Cómpramelo, guacho. Quiero empezar a jugar. Lo puedo bajar un poco más. Ahí. Y ya está, yo creo que le damos ya, ¿eh? A ver si cambia algo, pero me la suda, tío. Vale. Estamos ready. Me pongo el chat. Me pongo el chat, guacho. Y lo pruebo. Venga, vamos a jugarlo. Tengo ganas, güey. A ver si puedo colocar esto aquí, cago en la hostia. Vale. Pues venga, comenzar partida. Never 10. Muy bien, el final nunca es el final. Bueno. Loading. Y ahí se ha quedado. Se ha quedado en loading, güey. ¿Qué se ha quedado aquí pillado o qué pasa? pasa con este juego, tío? Cargue usted, güey. ¿Qué? ¿Por qué no funciona esta wea, tío? Se me acaba de petar este puto juego de 1,5 GB, tío. Que es bastante posible que haya ocurrido. ¿Qué pasa, tío? ¿Pero quieres cargar? Juego de mierda. ¿Qué cojones está ocurriendo, tío? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Por qué no carga, tío? Tengo que cerrarlo y volver a abrirlo, tío. Porque lo hago ahora mismo, a ver. Bueno, lo hago ahora mismo mis cojones, si es que no funciona esto, tío. Lo voy a chapar, a ver si me deja chaparlo. No va tú. Pero tampoco me deja chaparlo, tío. ¡Ojo! Justo ha funcionado. Lo vuelvo a abrir, tranquilos. Qué buena, tío. Justo ha funcionado y chapo el juego. Está cargando. Estamos aquí, güey. Cargando. Vale. Se había quedado pillado. Vale. Estamos. Estamos, ¿no? Click to skip. No. Bien.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Muy bien.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Muy bien.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Gran
This is
trabajo.
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
No, está sufriendo, tío.
soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Bueno, esto es más psicodélico que otra cosa, este juego, yo creo.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Sí.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation.
Vaya.
Something was
Pobre
very
hombre.
clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Se levantó, güey. Se levantó del escritorio, tú. El puto loco. ¡Ojo! Me gusta esto, ¿no? Qué violencia de movimiento, la virgen. Tú, ¿y este teclado qué? ¡Ojo, eh! Ah, vale, toco. Uno. Pero qué violencia de movimiento, tú. Pero qué zancadas pega este pavo. Bueno, no sé, vamos a avanzar un poco.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Amigo mío, no hay nadie, güey. Es como que toca cosas, pero es que no hay... No se abre. No se abre, güey. No se abre, puedo ir por ahí. Ahora vamos. Qué movimiento más
Stanley went
violento.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I like work, just hate my boss. Vale. Muy bien, muy buena frase, sí, la verdad.
No matter how
Ojo.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Sí, sí.
co-workers.
¿Cómo? ¿Lo ha apagado? ¿Qué pasa, tío? Esto es muy violento. Estas zancadas que está pegando el pavo este es muy violento, ¿eh? Este reloj del año de la polka, tú. Who. ¿Quién se tira un pedo? Muy bien. Las tazas son lo mejor. Sí. No sé qué poner en esa taza, tío. Me la suda, tío. Ahora, cruzar, a ver. Un cuadro. Y punto. Y papeles en el suelo, vale. Ventanas blancas, vale. Esto es una simulación que te cagas, ¿eh? O sea, a mí no me... No, a mí no me mienten, chaval. Va por culo. No puedo abrir nada, es que no hay... Es como que no hay contacto. No sé. Todos los botones están encendidos ahí, tío. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Y esto? Username, acceso. Apagado, ya te apago, tío. Hombre, a ver. Ojo, eso da a un sitio raro, No puedo ni saltar ni nada. Ah, me puedo agachar. Tú casi tumbarme. I hate Mondays. ¿Qué es esto? Una hoja, güey. No puedo entrar. Teléfonos y tazas. Luego a las 6 eso me avisas y te digo los finales secretos guapos, guapos. Perfecto. Me dijo Denis como que había 2 finales, ¿no? O sea, 3 finales en plan... En plan bien. Y luego el resto pues eran finales sin más. El objetivo es conseguir esos 3, tío.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Joder, me estás haciendo esto en serio. Tengo que entrar por la de la izquierda o por la de la derecha, tío. Me voy a hacer caso igual, ¿eh? Son iguales, es que hay que ser hijo de puta. Voy a ir por aquí. Voy a ir por la de la izquierda. Hemos tomado una decisión, la primera yo creo. Otro ordenador, no se puede acceder, otra... Son iguales, tío, los putos cuadros. Caja amarilla, es que no puedo tocar nada, ¿no? ¡Ojo!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Dispute with a coworker. Vale. Me cago en 10. Bueno, esto son movidas así un poco... Tablas. De trabajo. Mucha mierda en la mesa, muchas tazas. Everyone is unique. You must... Muy bien. Ah, está cambiando ahí. Number of slides on this slide. ¿Qué cojones, tío? Se cerró la puerta otra vez. Room closet. ¡Ojo! La primera puerta que se abre.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around.
¿Por qué este pavo me está diciendo? Quédate un rato donde el mantenimiento, donde guardan los trastos, que esa puerta se puede abrir. Estoy dentro, amigo.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an
Realmente
empty
empiezo
broom
vacía.
closet. No reason to still be here.
Que cierre la puerta.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's
Esta escoba.
literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Estoy dentro, estoy esperando, güey.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Se está hablando, tío, a
Please
mí.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Pues nada, un chaval este me está diciendo que me quede aquí. Jeje, un colega.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Vale. ¿Estamos viendo una puta historia o qué?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Pero qué cojones de doblaje. ¿Qué cojones?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or
¿Pero
with
qué es
drug
esto?
money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Joder, puto Stan, tío. Puto alcohólico,
Well, I've
joder el
come to a
Stan,
very
tío.
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You
Estoy
came to
muerto.
this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen
En el juego se
prey
oye
to any
poco.
number of your...
No, no. No, no. Dime ahora.
countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Pero
Please
que hay un puto
remove your
narrador
corpse
omnisciente aquí, ¿o
from the
qué?
area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person
¿Se escucha igual?
video game mechanics.
Igual tengo que subirlo de Streamlabs o qué. Ah, lo puedo subir al máximo. Y probamos. Si no lo subo de
And filling
Streamlabs.
them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Vale, ya se ha rayado este pavo, ¿no? De Streamlabs. Vale, pues entonces te voy a bajar un poco de aquí que me quedo yo sordo si no. Un momento, ¿eh? Se me peta esta puta mierda, tío, cada vez que lo abro. Ahora, ¿no? Ahora. Es un buen sitio, la verdad, para hacer estos cambios, ¿eh? Ahora mismo de sonido y todo el rollo. Ahora correcto, ¿no? Sal a ver.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Joder,
office.
otra decisión para arriba, para abajo, tío. Voy a ir para arriba, voy a seguir al narrador que me hace gracia, tío. Voy a hacerle caso, tío. Esta no es. Es esta. Obviamente, rojo. Ahora mejor, vale. La sala del jefe, que por algún motivo parece la mansión de Drácula, pero bien. Más vasos y 2 teléfonos. Este juego tiene un problema.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Qué oscuro se le estaba escondiendo.
Was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Ojo, que ahora sí tengo... ¿Cómo? Pero aquí tengo...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845. Pero he hecho un... Me cago en la puta, tío.
2845. Yet incredibly,
Gracias,
by
tío.
simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by
Botones al
sheer
azar.
luck. Amazing.
Está
He
jocoso el
stepped
asunto.
into the newly opened passageway.
Joder. La puta hostia, tú. A ver, no quiero decir nada, ¿vale? Pero a mí esto me da que va a acabar en tortura, pero muy, muy fuerte, o sea... No puedo pagarlos. Eso va para abajo. ¿Aquí qué hay? No veo. Bueno. Pues nada, por para abajo. Este sitio está bastante bien, la verdad. No da para nada mal rollo. ¿Qué ha pasado?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Muy bien.
Stanley walked straight ahead
Mind
through the large
control
door
facility.
with mind control facility.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Esto es la sala de Charles Xavier, tío? ¿Del señor de la silla de ruedas de los X-Men o qué? Tengo que tocar esto, ¿no? No me apetece tocar eso, tío.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Bueno. Cámaras. ¿Pero qué pasa aquí con los ordenadores, las tastas y los putos teléfonos?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Joder.
Co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Bastante turbio esto, ¿eh? Solo un poco.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Una simulación, lo que estamos diciendo, cojones, que está clarísimo, tío.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Joder, tío, ojalá ahora.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
Aquí encima, tú.
Walking, eating,
Facility power.
working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
No, es que eres un puto héroe, está clarísimo. Ojalá salgas al mundo real y sea un mundo conquistado por furros, por algún motivo. ¿Qué? Temazo. Qué temazo, loco. ¿Pero aquí dónde se va? Es que obviamente tendré que ir al Facility Power, ¿no? Supongo. A ver, por aquí. Ojalá, tío. Ojalá haya un final que sea 4. Bien. Ojalá haya un final, tío, que salgas al mundo exterior y sean todos furros y tu mierda. Me vuelvo para adentro. Eso brilla mucho, Console disabled. ¿Cómo que disabled? Ah, pues venga, va para aquí. Cinco. Ojo, ahí hay otro, Ay, ahí. Ahí cuando los ítems awaiting input. Bueno.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
System power off, obviamente, ¿no? Me está diciendo que... A ver, voy a dar al off, ¿vale? Va a tomar por culo, ¿qué ha pasado? Ojo.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Nos hemos apagado.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
Ahí está el
mysteries did
mundo
this
conquistado por
strange
furros.
building hold?
Ya verás.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized
¿Qué?
none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that
Ahí
he
está
had
todo.
been
Los
seeking,
furros, los furros.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all
La
he needed
libertad.
to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
¿Por qué me da que...? Ojo, unos pedazos de zancadas. Po, po, po.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Y a tomar por
This was
culo.
exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Primer final loco. Logro desbloqueado. Completar el juego. El mejor final. Felicidad y a tomar por culo. Hemos ganado. No nos hemos entrado una puta mierda lo que ha ocurrido, pero hemos ganado. El juego no te avisa cuando consigues un final, te voy a avisar yo. Este ha sido un final, a mí no me mientes, Y ahora volver a empezar, ¿no? ¿Otro final o qué?
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Me
could
va
it
a decir
mean?
otra vez la misma chapa de todo el
Stanley
rato.
decided to go to the
Enhorabuena, has
meeting.
conseguido el Freedom
Perhaps he had
Mending.
simply missed a memo.
El mejor final.
No matter how hard Stanley
Bueno, el mejor
looked,
no.
he couldn't find
Yo
a
confío en que
trace
ese era
of
un
his
mundo conquistado por
co-workers.
furros, pero no nos lo han querido decir. ¿Ahora cambian cosas de aquí o esto sigo sin mirarlo? Porque ya lo he mirado antes, digo. Vale, ahora va a haber puertas que van a estar abiertas, no me digan más.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Uy. Ah, dar a la puerta 430. ¿Cuál es la 430? 26. 20. 30. 8 clics.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Me estaba vacilando el pavo, ¿no? ¿Que te voy a dar a 20 clics o qué? ¿Me ha quedado aquí como un tonto?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
No.
almost certainly 50 clicks.
¿Esto qué es? ¿El nuevo tamago? Me puedo quedar aquí toda la tarde, ¿eh?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness
Dios,
to go
aplaca la
all
puta
the
puerta y
way,
tira
no
abajo,
matter
coño,
what the
Stanley.
cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Pero primero voy a darle a esta. Venga, va, que seguro que me tienes algo más que decir. A la 17. Me lo he pasado antes, ¿no? ¿Dónde está la 17, tío? 17 me ha dicho, ¿no? Ya está. Reviento aquí el ratón, ¿eh?
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
¿Pero esto qué coño es, tío? Me está vacilando este señor. A la 37. Que no sé dónde está, güey. ¿Dónde está la 7? La 37. Aquí.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door
está vacilando
415.
este pavo,
Let's
tío.
give it 10 clicks or so.
Ay, como he dicho, la 15, ¿no? O la 16, la 15.
Now, back to door number 437.
Pero vamos a ver, hermano, te voy a pegar una paliza, tío. ¿Por qué, Josu? ¿Por qué me has dicho que haga esto, tío? Caer en las manos de este puto narrador de mierda.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Joder, ¿dónde está la fotocopiadora, loco? ¡Ojo!
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
No estamos llegando a ningún lado, tío. A ningún puto lado. Es esta, ¿no?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
19 aquí, este de aquí, ¿no?
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Me cago en la puta, güey. La puta, güey.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
Porque esto me está recordando a Ricky Morty, tío. Ah, la fotocopiadora ha dicho, coño. Ya ni sé lo que me ha dicho, tío. ¿Dónde está la fotocopiadora? Me he perdido, tío. He muerto. Estaba aquí, ¿no? Sí.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 43. Yeah.
Hostia, ahí está el logro desbloqueado. Puse la puerta 430.
That felt amazing.
¿En serio?
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Pero esto
Just
qué
think,
coño es.
only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Bien. Esto no se abre.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
Sí,
open
vamos a ir por aquí
doors,
ahora.
he entered the door on his left.
A ver, puedo ir por aquí. Puedo ir por aquí. Y hacer la que antes no he hecho.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
Sí.
answer there.
Así que puedo hacer la de... Aquí no había nada, tío. Esto ya lo hemos hecho.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Voy a subir, es que vamos a
office.
hacerlo así en plan... Voy a dar la lona ahora en vez de al off. Del final ese. Puedo ir por aquí, que antes no he ido. Esto vamos a hacer luego, ¿eh? Pero qué cojones. Luego entra esta. Putos teléfonos ahí, tío. Vamos a hacer esta.
Stepping into his manager's
Quiero
office,
empezar a ver el pavo
Stanley
este.
was once again stunned to discover
No me
not
acuerdo,
an indication of any human life.
Sí, sí, dime la
What could it
contraseña.
mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
Era...
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling
No,
books off
la he
the
puesto mal,
shelf,
tío.
looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But as a Stanley
Ojo,
was in
me he
such a
acordado,
rush
chaval,
to
pero
get
qué
through
bueno,
the
¿eh?
story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Este es el
So
pavo.
he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Este juego es una locura, tío. Este juego es una locura. Que tengo ansiedad, me dice. Que no caña, que decía, escuchado.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Aquí sigue sin haber nada, no sé. Ahora para abajo. Hay como demasiados logros, ¿no? De mierda. Estoy viendo. Le voy a dar al botonón, pero vamos. Con toda mi fuerza, ¿eh? Voy a romper el ratón clicando el botonón. Yo quiero el mundo de los furros, tío, que no me mientan. ¿Dónde está?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Coño,
Facility.
esto no lo he visto antes, ¿eh? Esta va a ser la siguiente que van a hacer. Llego aquí y me dice algo. Y me la suda y clico aquí.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he
Espero,
have the strength
y esto
to
puede ser
find
posible,
out?
que haya un final que sea llegar a la sala del narrador, del que está narrando. Yo toqueteo, tío, no sé.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Sí.
Their true nature revealed.
Esa se
Each
queda
bore
encendida,
the
¿eh?
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Lo que hay de allí, tío, ¿qué cojones es eso? ¿Dónde baja el ascensor?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Vamos, vamos, vamos.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Vale.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
Va a haber que darles
emotions.
en orden, me estás diciendo, ¿no?
Or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored
Uno,
and commanded from this
dos.
very place. And as the cold reality of his past
Estaba
began
aquí
to
atrás.
sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never
Tres.
again exert its terrible power
El cuadro está
over
arriba.
another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and
Es que es la hostia.
for all.
Porque el pavo te está narrando lo mismo que antes. Pero luego, según lo que haga, narra otras cosas, tío. 4 y el 5 que está al fondo. No sé si hará algo esto, ¿eh? Qué zona más rara, tío. El 5 aquí. 5 tú. ¿Qué? No he hecho nada, tío. Qué bajón, güey. Le voy a dar al on. Y vamos a viajar a ese mundo de
And when at
furros.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation to put an end to this horrible place. And oh, Stanley,
Mierda, ha tocado fuera, tío,
you
la he
didn't
liado, ¿no?
activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
La hemos liado, ¿no?
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation
Vale, pues le damos la de
system.
escapar,
In
vale.
the event that this machine
pasa
is
esto.
activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Vaya.
How long until detonation then? Let's say
2 minutos.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk
No puedo salir,
about
¿no?
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
Ah, que apago la
You'd
bomba,
like
te lo
to
digo
know
yo,
where
¿eh?
your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Mentira, no va a decir
erased
nada.
them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Pero vamos a ver.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't
Crecen los
grow on
árboles.
trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean,
Fijo que va a ser la cuenta atrás, tío.
running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
Nos vamos a la verga,
Another
4 segundos.
choice. Make it count. Or don't.
Ojo.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Nos fuimos a la verga, güey. A la verga, ¿no? A la verga. A la verguísima. A la verguísima, porque me he equivocado y he tocado otro botón, tío.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Que sí, hermano, que me lo has contado
Stanley
todo,
decided to
güey.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No tiene pinta que se abran las puertas, ¿eh? O sea, está cerradísimo y cerrado para siempre.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Es que me apetece seguir por aquí, ¿eh? Que hay muchas cosas, tío. No sé. Cerradísimo, cerradísimo, cerradísimo. Aquí nos dice otra cosa.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Y nos volverá a vacilar por ir tan rápido.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Vamos para
Coming
arriba,
to
sí,
a
sí.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pero ahora voy a hacer esto de aquí. Me apetece, güey. El baño. To be rich. Ser rico. ¿Eso es un crimen? Cometer crímenes. ¿No es ser rico? Vaya. Extreme bathrooms. Eso está gracioso, la verdad. ¿Qué pasa, tío? El río va a ver, loco. ¿Qué? Leo esto y me río y ya está. ¿Y no hay nada más aquí o qué? ¿Qué haces si vas hoy en la esquina, tío? Se cierra todo, tío. Por favor, aquí. A donde el panda que va a ser asesinado. Business Strategy. Matar pandas. Es una buena estrategia. Un ascensor. Vale, ¿puedo ir arriba también? Joder, ahora puedo ir arriba o abajo. Arriba. Arriba. Música de ascensor. No será esta la mejor banda sonora de anime, ¿no? Stanley. Increíble banda sonora. Te vuelves loco aquí. Es el ascensor del tiempo. Ahora sales y han pasado 30 millones de años. Hay dinosaurios en la empresa. Otra vez hay dinosaurios. Ah, ¿que le hay que clicar otra vez o qué? Joder. ¡Hostia! El icono del juego. ¿Qué pone? I am the most expensive boss. Perfecto. Pues ahora quiero ir para abajo. Para abajo. Es que te rayas un huevo, tío. Es que hay un... O sea, ¿qué? Stanley. Abajo. Arriba no, abajo, abajo, abajo. Que me he equivocado, tío. No hay nada en ese puto ascensor, eso es vacileo, tío. Es que es muy raro este ascensor aquí, Es muy raro este ascensor, Pero ¿cómo que arriba? Arriba, ¿no? Abajo. Vale. Abajo. ¿Por qué coño se pulsa el de arriba? Abajo. Este ascensor es una puta mierda, está defectuoso. Hola.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Perfecto. Si a mí esto me ¿qué hay aquí, tío? No veo nada, tío. No sé qué hay ahí. Bueno, para abajo, ¿no? ¿O qué? Pum. Tururu. Bueno. Hola, muy buenas. No va a ser la última vez que venga aquí, ya lo digo.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
No,
the
no, no, no.
large door that read Mind
Esta va a ser
Control
la siguiente.
Facility.
Hola. Otra vez esta verga. ¡Pum!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Y esta es como la zona de cerebro, tío, del Charles, del Charlito, tío, el de X-Men, el calvo. El puto calvo.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of
Fairez
an
ponía ahí.
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Bueno, pues vale, venga, tío. Let's go. Esto me recuerda, tío, a un directo que hay en YouTube. De todos los capítulos de los Simpsons.
This mind control facility,
En 3D que
it was
están
too
así.
horrible
Tú
to
subías y era todo
believe that
capítulos de los
couldn't be
Simpsons.
true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused
Fairez
to
pone ahí,
believe it.
tío.
He couldn't
pirate.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this
Le voy a dar al león, tío,
and
ahora.
as the cold reality of his
Ahora
past
sí.
began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would
Voy a
never
encender
again
esta wea, a ver
exert
qué
its
pasa.
terrible power over another human life.
Sin tocar una
For
puta
he
mierda más, no la voy a
had
liar.
dismantled the controls once and for all.
¡Pum!
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Era lo mismo que antes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do.
No.
But you need to
Me voy a quedar
understand,
quieto.
there's only so much that
Ya verás como si no
machine
me
can
muevo
do.
dice algo muy tonto.
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to
Era lo
throw
mismo,
my
entonces
story
antes
off
yo
track,
pensaba que había
you're
clicado otra
gonna
cosa,
have to do
entonces yo qué
much
sé,
better
me
than
decía...
that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now.
No me voy a mover,
Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before
Aquí no
you're
me muevo.
obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm
Hace nada este vago
whatever I
sobre
come up with on
no
the next
moverme.
go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not?
Joder, otro
These
minuto,
are
me cago en
precious
Dios.
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen
Mentira,
to
tío, no estoy
screen,
clicando en nada,
clicking
tío.
on every little thing
No me
in
estoy
this
moviendo.
room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution?
En ninguna, esta es la segunda y esto es lo que estoy haciendo.
I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Sí, sí, sí. Venga, revienta, loco. Yo aquí no me muevo, tú.
No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Pum. Vaya. He muerto igual que antes. Pum. Vamos a hacer la del escape. Lo de... Bueno, sí, voy a hablar este pago, pero me la suda,
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos a ir folladísimos para allá. Esa caja, no sé. No me había fijado antes, la verdad. Esto es... Espérate. Espérate. ¿Antes era así? O de rayar un huevo, ¿eh? Esto antes no era así, ¿no? No se abre.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
No lo ha cortado. Voy a ir por aquí. Vale, ha desaparecido la sala de conferencias. Ah, no. Pero qué cojones.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Vamos a ir para arriba y vamos a hacer la del escape.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sí. Aquí estamos.
Here's the door, just go.
La puerta se lo ve. Sí. Ha cambiado algo en el principio. Ese pasillo no estaba, ese pasillo azul, tío. Qué rico.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Escape,
Control
por aquí.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
Mentira, no hay
death.
ninguna muerte, está mintiendo. Este es el verdadero camino a la
The door
salvación.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Pero no voy a volver.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Me está intentando convencer. Y a tomar por culo, he muerto, ¿no? ¿Cómo?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Pinta
Perhaps his
bien.
death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Vaya. Vaya.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
¿Cómo?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
¿Qué? Estas cajas que son. ¿Qué cojones? Stanley, de Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Fijo que si hacia otro lado. Si me puedo mover aquí en plan libremente. ¿Qué
When
coño es esto?
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Otro narrador ahora, pero esta señora ¿quién coño es, güey? Me cago en la puta. ¿En serio me estás diciendo? Aquí es donde empezamos. Pues entonces aquí vemos un poco... Aquí es mucho texto, Aquí me veo los pasillos, ¿no? ¿O qué? Ah, pero no, aquí pasas a 2. ¿Y qué? De ofice. System of the sound, just... Pues vale. ¿Y qué? ¿Qué me quiere usted decir? Créditos. Aquí. Pum. Pero esto es enorme, tío. Office Clock. Tienen todo aquí como súper separado. Boss Office. Como lo han diseñado. Employee Lounge. Underground.
See how it's impossible for the
Mira, mira, mira.
anything in this room.
Mira.
Perfect example of core level design. Textbook mistake.
El sitio de la narración, lo sabía.
Pick up on intuitively if you have even the most
Sabía, güey.
understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to
Qué movida, tío. ¿Pero qué? Bueno, tendré que ir para allí, ¿no? Digo yo. No soy por aquí. Freedom Ending. Los finales, tú. El que he pillado. 41. Countdown Desk. Sí. Freedom Ending. Es que es la puta hostia. O sea, aquí tienen separado todo. Sending. ¿Esto dónde es? ¿Esto qué es? No sé qué es eso. Sending levers. Estas son pistas, ¿no? En plan, the game is now paused. Escape menu. Ah, claro, para salir del juego y ganas. Porque sales del juego. Esa es la auténtica victoria, ¿no? De cargo left, aquí no hemos estado. ¿Qué? De apartment. No entiendo nada, güey. De office. De lounge. Screenshots of the Stanley Parable. The Wind of the Stanley Parable. Pero qué cojones es esto, tú. Esto es como la zona en plan... From Otto Tampia Soviet Question. ¿Es una roca? No me estoy yo parando de nada. Pero esto es enorme, tío. Pero si me he perdido y no sé volver, Stanley's Office. 427. Hostia, Ahí está, Countdown. A ver, 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 a ver. Se ha petado. ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Qué ha pasado? Se acaba de petar. ¿Qué ha pasado? Ha muerto el juego, ¿qué ha pasado? No entiendo qué está pasando. Se ha petado, ¿no? Tú. Mira esto, mira esto. Se va moviendo poco a poco, Bueno. Ha muerto el juego, tío. Tengo que chaparlo. Ha perecido el juego, tío. Cerrar ventana. Ha muerto el juego, tío. ¿Qué ha pasado? No sé qué ha pasado, tío. Un momento, tío, a ver. Vale, ahora ábrete juego. Vale. La Virgen ha muerto el juego, tío. Vale. No voy a volver a empezar una polla, Voy a volver a hacer rápidamente lo que he hecho hasta ahora. Ha muerto el juego, tío. Por algún motivo no sé por qué este juego me va mal, o sea. Puto juego y medio de juego. Bueno, a ver, no es mi ordenador, es el juego. Let's go. ¿Qué pasa ahora? La Virgen, tío. Me ha salido otro mensaje ahora muy raro. Vale. Espera, estaba viendo bien, ¿no? Un momento, A ver. Sí. Se ve bien, pero se ha petado por algún motivo. Estamos correctos, venga. Voy a hacer rápidamente ese final, pero sin ver más. Sin dar tanta vuelta. Es una putada, porque hemos perdido ahora el lore que teníamos antes, pero bueno. Joder.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Sí, güey.
that kind of anxiety isn't helpful.
Joder,
So
vamos a poner la
he
música, tío.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Tú... Hay una cámara de seguridad ahí arriba.
Feeling soothed and
Perfecto, venga.
rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Gracias. Vamos a hacer la del escapist otra vez en un momento. Y nos vamos de una puta vez a la puerta de la derecha. Qué movida de juego, tío.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Venga.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door of the
Stanley va por
red
aquí, tío.
mind control facility. Although this passageway had the word
Voy a hacer una
escape
cosa,
written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Vale, ahora voy a decir lo de que me puedo dar la vuelta, ¿no?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity
Voy a
to
regresar,
turn
a ver qué
around
pasa
and
si
get back
regreso.
on track.
¿Pasa algo si regreso?
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Perfecto, venga, vamos al final. Pero no entiendo. O sea, llegas al final y ¿qué pasa? En la sala esa
At this
blanca,
point,
tío.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Sí, sí,
and
no me vas a
willingly
convencer.
confront his
No me vas a
death.
convencer, güey. Te voy a descubrir. Mira, es que no puedo saltar si no. Y ahora caigo y no muero. Vale.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Vaya. No muero.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Y a tomar por culo. Y vamos por aquí. Y llegamos a The Stanley Parable, venga.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do
Vamos a
you
ir por
see
aquí.
that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Tampoco va a mirar mucho a ver si va a petar esto, ¿eh? Hostia. Warzone, tú, ¿qué? ¿El Warzone? Es un juego de Battle Royale. Qué guapo. Hostia, tú que ahora han dicho más, ¿eh? ¿Qué cojo? Bueno, han dicho más, no, yo creo que eran tomas. Simplemente. No creo que se me pete, me da miedo esto, ¿eh? Creo que a la izquierda ya terminaba esto, ¿no? Vamos por aquí, vamos por aquí, vamos por aquí.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
¿Y qué? Tengo que dar, ¿no?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
He muerto, ¿qué pasa aquí? Presiona escape y salir. Literalmente. ¿Qué pasa con esta pantalla cara? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Por qué está la pantalla en negro? ¿Qué pasa con este juego, tío? ¿Pero por qué se peta, tío? No lo entiendo, tío. No sé. ¿Qué? No entiendo. Tengo que chapar otra vez, tío. Tengo que chapar el juego. Otra vez. Tercera vez que chapo el juego ya. No entiendo. Otra vez. Comenzar la partida. Click to skip, sí. Bueno. Hemos muerto. Ese final no es
All of
bueno.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vale. Has visto, ¿no? Que antes había un pasillo, tío. Y ahora no hay ningún pasillo. Voy a ir por la
When
derecha.
Stanley came to a set of two open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Vale. Sí, para admirarla solamente, sí. Está todo cerrado.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
1.25. Dámelo, güey, dámelo.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some
Realmente lo
paintings.
vale, sí.
Really worth it.
Que se me ha quedado a decir algo, ¿no?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Venga, quiero el logro, papu.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Si encima el hijo de puta te lo dice, ¿sabes? El logro, quiero el logro, loco. Fue... Fuel. No va a decir nada, ¿no? No va a decir nada.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Qué puta desgracia. Me cago en 10. Ya tenemos dos puertas. Voy por aquí, voy a ir a la de frente, tío.
Stanley was so bad
se
at
cierra.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vale. Danger, te puedes caer. No, no.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
puedo
you've
caer?
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've
Sí, me puedo caer,
forgotten
no
about.
creo.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
¿Cómo?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
¿Por qué me está hablando la de una
She's
tía?
been waiting.
Bueno.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith.
Tomo el teléfono.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Estoy sacando el pan del horno.
Alright. Okay, there we go. All right,
La
now,
panadera,
I
tú.
want you to come in and tell me all about
Your day.
¡Hostia!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
A ver. ¿Pero qué cojones es
This is a
esto?
very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Desempleado de 27, presione 6 en su teclado.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Presione E.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
Es que,
told to
tío.
do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
Forzando.
he's eating
Ahora
lunch.
está de camino a su casa.
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Presione 3.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Para pasar tiempo con los muchachos.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Presione preparar la cena.
As he wandered through this fantasy
Me cago en
world,
Dios.
he began to fill it with many possible
Me cago en la
paths and
puta.
destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Para contar a los niños una historia.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Pues 8 para decir a su esposa que la ama.
But there is no
Y ya no hay
answer.
esposa.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing
Es
the
mi puta
same
habitación
buttons
que
he
vamos a volver a
always
empezar, no me lo
has.
estás diciendo.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets.
Bastante cruel
The
esto,
more he forgets which life is the real one.
Para ir a dormir.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
No lo tengo que hacer, ¿no? Tío, otra elección. ¿Lo toco o no lo toco, tío? ¿Qué? ¿Lo tengo que tocar o no tengo que tocarlo? Esto es muy random, tío. Lo voy a tocar, ¿eh?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Custodiar. Cuestionar nada.
I suppose I
Cuestionar.
can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Por favor,
And
muera.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Y a tomar por culo, ¿no? Y a tomar por culo. Ey. Pero soy yo, esto es distinto. Logro desbloqueado imposible.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Pero por la
entered the
puerta
door on his left.
izquierda.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Sí,
just
sí, sí.
to admire it.
Pero aquí ya no me queda, ya te lo digo.
Wow. Yes, this room. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Pues sí, ¿no?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Hostia, la puerta. No me jodas, en serio. Podría hacerlo. A ver. Quiero hacer la puerta, ¿no?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Qué bueno, ya ahora
Feeling a
estoy.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
Yo
go
estoy.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Pero voy a bajar abajo,
Coming to a
obviamente.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Siendo bajo, amigo. Aquí me agacho yo. Me acurruco. Fire Jose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Es
did
verdad, tú.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ahora puedo ver dos finales.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Puedo ver dos finales, tío. Vamos a ver, dejas hablar, tío.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Depresión, ese es el final. Depresión. Pero muy fuerte. Y aquí otra vez.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pero qué disparo en la nuca es este, tío. Puerta de la derecha, a ver. Otra vez el pasillo, tío.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
La
was
puerta
not
de
the
la
correct way to the
derecha.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Que sí, que sí, que sí.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Mira una
lounge
polla,
first,
mira algo ya.
just
Mira,
to
mira, mira,
admire
mira.
it.
Pum, qué guapo,
The
mira qué
lounge
guapo.
was sublime, a work of art.
Y nos
But
vamos.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the
No,
opposite
porque no iba
door,
abajo.
and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
No se acuerda el pavo.
from here, it's, left.
Qué tonto es, tío. Y me estaba
Oh,
vacilando.
no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Y a tomar por culo.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your
¿Cómo que
eyes.
spoiler? Si ya lo he visto, loco.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Y a tomar por culo. Y volvemos a empezar. Bye de polla. Y a
All
tomar
of
por
his
culo.
co-workers were gone.
Y vuelve a hablar el
What
pavo,
could it
tío.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Pero
simply
vamos a ver,
missed
entonces, ¿a
memo.
dónde coño voy, hermano?
When Stanley...
Hostia.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Y a tomar por culo, tío. Yo quiero ir por aquí. Déjame moverme, por favor. Quiero ir aquí. ¿Qué? ¿En serio me estás diciendo? Bueno, tú, ¿pero qué es esto?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Joder, me cago en la hostia. En
All of
serio.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ahora no hay puertas.
Okay, yep, that's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, venga. Ahora esa... No, si es la misma puerta, ¿no? No me dejas abrir, muchacho. ¿Esto? ¿Pero qué cojones?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Me parte la polla, tío.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
¿En serio? ¿Esto qué es? A ver. Bueno. Bueno, ¿esto qué
Now
es?
this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Y a tomar por culo.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Otra vez. Este juego es un vacile, pero que flipas, O sea, me está vaciando la puta cara este.
All right, I've got a solution.
Es esta es la...
To make sure we don't get lost,
Esta es
I've
la puta
employed
vez.
the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Perfecto.
Just
El puto
follow the
Ikea,
line.
venga.
How simple is that?
El puto Ikea. Este es el puto Ikea. Y nos perderemos.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still
Voy
a
por la pared,
story?
cabrón.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life
Doy la vuelta,
itself?
me la chupa.
Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ay. Vamos. Esta es una sobra de juego, Como te hacen dar vueltas los hijos de puta, Financial Records.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Y mira ese helecho.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely
¿Pero qué es
and
esto?
remember it carefully. You won't
Lo
want
que
to
no.
miss anything.
Un helecho. Yo no me olvido del helecho. Tengo un helecho ya pegado en la cabeza. No me olvido. Ponme la música, loco, que estaba de puta madre.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, no.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Again. Otra vez. La puta línea.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring,
Buah, chaval, me
mysterious.
está petando la cabeza. O sea, ¿qué es esto?
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Pues venga, vamos. Si empezamos.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just
Es
me
que
and
es la puta
Stanley
polla, ¿no?
forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your
Está dando vueltas, tío.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Joder, la línea es el boss
Just
final.
don't acknowledge
Es el boss
it.
final, tío, lo
You shall be
sabemos.
fine.
Da un casco y una espada y lo reviento. Otra de dos
good
puertas.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Es que esta es la puta hostia. Yo lo voy a hacer porque soy
So I know
gilipollas.
that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Está
And
ahí
that in turn means
cavilando.
that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us
estoy variando y
ask,
todo,
will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
La puerta derecha, pum. The Confusion Ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? Oh,
He estado 16 minutos
the confusion.
sufriendo.
ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Me lo pone aquí el
Really
puto
how
guión,
all
tío.
this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it.
Dejamos aquí,
I
colega.
won't
¿Qué hacemos,
do it.
tío?
I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will
Viene la
something
línea,
happen?
tío. Vamos a tener que pegarnos con la línea.
So,
La puta
Okay.
línea.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if
Sí,
we're
sí,
in the
sí, sí, la línea.
destination or the journey.
Que viene.
Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? Pero qué puta fumada. Claro, ahora, ¿seguimos en ese final o nos hemos largado a tomar por culo?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Y
Stanley
por
decided to go to
empezar,
the meeting room.
¿Pero
Perhaps
qué es
he
este
simply
dolor de
missed the
cabeza
memo.
que siento? Pues para adelante, venga, otras dos puertas.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Pero por
door
la
on his
puerta de la
left.
izquierda, güey. Pero yo por la de la izquierda no quiero entrar, guacho. Venga, vamos para la de la izquierda. Este juego es una fumada, ¿eh? O sea, esto es puro dolor de cabeza. No
Yet
sé quién
there was
coño ha
not
hecho
a
esto.
single person here either.
Sí, lo sé.
Feeling a
Me
wave
lo has
of
dicho igual 15
disbelief,
veces ya.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Joder,
office.
otra vez, tío. Si subí estas escaleras 25 veces. Estoy subiendo, estoy subiendo, estoy subiendo. El puto baño, otra vez al baño, a ver. Ojo. No se abre, ¿eh? No se abre, ¿eh? Tampoco.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
¿Qué es? Porque
unraveled,
apago el juego. ¿No has
Stanley
cerrado el juego y ahora el
wondered in
Glory me va a
disbelief
contar lo
who
mismo o qué?
orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Correcto, güey.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Perfecto. Botón. Otra vez. Pero sí que aquí abajo ya habré hecho todo, ¿no?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think.
Lo malo es que igual tenemos que hacer los mismos finales que hemos hecho antes, tío. Porque como he reiniciado el juego 3 veces, pues es como si no los hubiese hecho. Así que igual los hacemos, tío. Me da un poco de pereza, pero... igual cambia algo en la historia, tío. Va a seguir directo, ¿eh? Otra vez aquí.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Estamos allí, tío.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Pues claro, coño, pues claro.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Venga.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Yo creo que se puede, tío. En el modo ese de autodestrucción se puede hacer algo, tío.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
Se puede tener la cuenta atrás fijo.
blind to the world?
Fijo.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Aquí abajo nunca he bajado,
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
Espérate.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human.
Lo apago, tío, y consigo el final otra vez
He
de...
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Ahora soy el final que antes. El final feliz. Otra vez.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to
La
feel.
felicidad.
Whatever life he lives,
¿Dónde están
it
los
will be
furros?
his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps
Fuera de
the only
furros.
thing worth knowing. Stanley
Salta, vaya,
stepped
loco.
through the open door.
Y
Stanley
entramos.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Y a tomar por culo. Felicidad. Has salido de la depresión. Ese es el primer final que hemos hecho. Me cago en día, ya empezamos.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hostia.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pues ahora cambia a ver qué hemos
Stanley
hecho
went
cosas
around
distintas.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Whiteward ending. Welcome to the... Se me está diciendo, tío. Console Bark. Qué guapo el final este. Y a tomar por culo. El final de la pizarra. Ahí está. Hostia, joder. Pensaba que era la pared, tú. No lo he visto.
When Stanley
Hola.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
Voy
his
por
left.
aquí.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Ya lo sé,
and
tío.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Cosquilleo. Pues nada, tío.
Yes.
Un arma de incendios.
Really
Bueno, esto es lo que me has
worth it
dicho
being
antes,
here
que
in
sí
the
que es
room.
nada.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Es que esta era la que tomaba antes, tío. Si puedo tomarla o puedo ir por aquí. Como
Stanley was
antes.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Una tarjeta. Sí, no puedo coger una tarjeta, ¿no?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm
¿Y
not.
por aquí cómo se llega ahí?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that
puedo
the
caer?
story has been about nothing but you
Me he caído.
all this time. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Buena.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ojo. Espérate, la tengo, No, tío. Nos ha cambiado el final ahora, tío.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Nos han
to go
cambiado el
to the
final, tío.
meeting
Quería
room.
tirarme
Perhaps
encima de
he'd
la...
simply missed a memo.
del camino ese, tío. De la pasarela. Que fijo que podía caer ahí y seguir por ahí.
When Stanley came to a set
Entra
of
por la
2
puerta de la
open
derecha.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
Sí,
room,
sí,
and
es.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Pues
Perhaps
que
he
me
wanted
estoy volviendo
to
hasta yo
stop
loco,
by
tío.
the
Parece que tengo
employee
esta
lounge
voz.
first, just to
Llevo 2
admire
horas
it.
con la voz esta en mi cabeza, tío.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Que
open
no.
door on his left.
Quiero esta. Quiero esta, loco.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ojo, cuidado,
Look, Stanley,
Esa
I
puerta
think
está
perhaps
cerrada.
we've
Antes de ver está
gotten off
cerrada.
on the wrong foot here. I'm not
Lo tengo,
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Como falle, me cago en la
There's
hostia.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really?
Toma.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Sí,
What?
pero me he colado
I
ahí.
don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Danger
let me
everywhere.
prove it.
Pues
Let me
vamos.
prove that I'm on your side. Give
Dame
me
una
a
chance, güey. 2v1. 2v3. Antes era 2B algo.
Now
Joder.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Por la puerta roja, pero ¿qué pasa con las puertas, güey? Que me voy por aquí, loco, que ya no te hago caso.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red
Que no, que
door.
quiero ir por aquí, güey.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red
Que quiero ir
door.
por aquí. Por aquí quiero ir. Como lo sabía. Como sabía que iba a estar azul, Que voy por aquí, loco, he dicho.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen?
Correcto,
Well,
no me
don't
detienes,
let me
vamos.
stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had
Qué
written
brutal,
out
tío.
specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Pues sí, Esta sí que voy a ir por aquí,
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking
¿qué
for some
dices,
real
loco?
critical feedback here.
Ojo, eso es lo del bebé. 2. Pues venga, pues le doy al 2.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled
Ahora me meto,
a new
ahora me meto,
version.
espera un momento.
And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
¿Qué? Stanley Parable, Worldwide, Leaderboard. Bien. ¿Qué coño es esto? This is you. Un momento. Voy a meter a Discord, güey.
Buenas.
Buenas. Buenas.
He terminado en inglés, te voy a dar los finalitos.
Sí, por favor, estoy sufriendo un poco, la verdad. Me he metido en el de confuso 17 minutos de confusión. El de la línea del Ikea.
Ah, vale, sí, ese sí. Tienes el Tienes hecho el Confusion entonces.
Sí, lo que
¿Es
pasa,
el emoción?
lo que pasa es que se me ha petado antes el juego y he tenido que salir. Entonces ha habido igual varios finales que han desaparecido ahora, ¿sabes? Pero
No,
bueno,
no desaparecen, se quedan.
vale, lo digo porque me he metido aquí. Y me vuelve a aparecer lo de la puerta esta, tío.
¿Has hecho también el que bajas para abajo en vez de para arriba? En la escalera.
Sí. He hecho varios, sí, he hecho varios.
Vale. Te queda en lo de la ruta de la derecha, te queda un final nada más.
Now, would
Ah,
you
este
say
es
that
este ya sé cuál es.
competitive
Este es el del bebé.
leaderboard
Este es
helped
el
you
de la
feel
izquierda.
motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
¿A qué número le doy?
A cualquiera. Mientras no des salto. Yo le di bajo, todo el rato bajo.
Pero ¿cómo que bajo? Bajo, vale.
Los números
Al
de
puto
mierda.
1. Una chapuza, loco, ¿me estás vacilando o qué?
I've got a prototype of a new game
Es que no ha
I've
hecho
been
nada.
working on.
De eso di
Now
bajo.
would be a
Solo
lovely
te ha puesto cuatro
opportunity
puertas.
to
Por
do
eso.
some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Ahora, te va a decir.
Ojo. ¿Qué? ¿Qué decir?
Ahora es lo del bebé.
In this game,
El bebé es
baby
una cosa
crawls
que...
left towards danger.
Desde el peligro.
You click the button to move
Pero de
in
vuelta a la
bebé,
derecha
hay
y si
una
alcanza
cosa-
el fuego tú
Reaches the
pierdes.
fire, you fail.
Va a alcanzar el fuego, lo sabemos todos.
All about the
No, no,
desperation
no, tú
of
sigue
people
dándole, tú sigue
endlessly
dando, que te
confronting
voy
the
explicando una
demands of
cosa.
family life.
Si
I
estás
think the
realmente
underworld will really take
4
notice.
horas, hay
But
un
of
final.
course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
¿Qué tengo que
So
hacer?
why
¿Darle al
don't
botón
you
o qué?
give it 4 hours of
4
play
horas.
to make sure it's effective?
¿Cómo le voy a dar 4 horas al
Be sure to
botón?
keep notes on your
Es
experience.
verdad, hay un final si das 4 horas. Yo lo hice con comandos, pero... Si no, déjalo... Hace un ruido que flipas.
Y si
no,
dejo que
déjalo.
se queme, no me importa, la verdad, no
no.
siento miedo ni nada. Ni vergüenza.
Deja que se queme, porque luego ese final lo puedes sacar con comandos, que es muchísimo más fácil.
Ha muerto el bebé.
Bastard.
Descorazonado
Did
bastardo.
you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what
Ambas
to do. I'm
cosas.
completely out of ideas.
Luego aparece
I
un
can't
perro, no sé
think
si a
of
las
a
4 horas
single
aparece
thing
un
that
perro y
might
tienes que
improve the
darle
experience
mucho
for me.
más rápido.
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Y llegas al final
It's
secreto,
over.
al final del arte.
Thank you for playing. Your
Pero bueno,
input
ese
was
final
extremely valuable. Oh,
lo
hey,
dejamos
since
otro
my game
momento.
was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just
Este,
ease the
este, es,
pain.
este es el final
Sí.
que más
What do we have here?
El
currado
mejor.
está, ¿eh?
Sí.
Sí, sí, definitivamente.
Yes. This
Me
seems
encanta.
like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Y recarga, a ver. Me cago en la puta, el puto
Well, Stanley,
Minecraft.
is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that,
El
Stanley.
Minecraft.
Will it ever
Me
be
cago en
enough?
la puta.
Well, I'll say this.
Qué
I'm
cojones.
done making things for you.
Ya.
From now
Es la
on,
hostia,
I will
tío,
only
ese final.
create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley.
Voy a construir
I'm
una casa.
going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
Una puerta, claramente.
It's complete. I made this, Stanley.
En una casa
Look
de
at it.
tierra.
Gaze upon my work of art and feel
Que
ashamed
conste.
at your own inadequacy.
Espectacular.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Pues nada, pues habrá que entrar o qué. ¿Habrá
Isn't
qué?
it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Ir a minar, ¿en serio?
Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
La hostia, tío.
¿Qué? Ah, que me deja pasar ahora, vale. Pero qué cojones.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Pues no, no he traído.
Toca bajar.
Sí, estoy bajando, estoy bajando.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than
Sí,
I
lo veo
had
con
in
un poco de,
mind.
de
I'm looking for
retraso,
something
tío,
more
¿sabes?
narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Y a tomar por culo, tú. ¿Pero qué ha sido esto? Pero esto ha sido vastísimo. ¿Pero qué es
¿Qué
esto?
verás
Pero-
ahora,
¿A minar? ¿A ver que sigue este final o qué?
Que sigue.
Pero
Que es bastante largo.
se guarda el culo el pavo.
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You trapped in a
¿Pero qué
glass
coño es
box
esto?
with no way out. Listening to
Lo vas a
me
saber
talk.
ahora.
Oh, it's inspired. I
Creo que
couldn't have
es-
done it any better
Es
myself.
posible que lo sepa ya.
What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell.
Joder, es
this
que sé lo
is.
que es, tío. Creo que sé lo que es.
Sí, lo vas a saber.
¿Qué? Vamos a ver. Chun.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
Oh, no, un
Critical
rompecabezas.
thinking, Stanley. your forte.
¿Sabes qué juego es, no?
Pero, ¿qué cojones? Bueno, esto.
Con el click.
Me cago en la... Ah, no sabía que se podían agarrar con las cosas.
Genius.
Lo estaba arrastrando como un retrasado. Genius.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
Genius.
I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just
Pero
sit
esto es una
there
locura.
and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't
Es la
need
hostia.
your
De
advice.
final.
I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job
Este
is
juego
to
yo creo que es
push
en plan
buttons. I
como una
think
metáfora
I'll
de
just go
la
about my
depresión,
business,
tío. Pero muy
making
fuerte.
meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every
Has hecho también
decision
el
he ever
que
made. The
el
thought won't
narrador se hace
last
pasar por
long.
tu mujer y eso.
Goodbye,
Sí.
Stanley.
He hecho
Good luck with your
ese.
work,
He hecho el de
and
que
I sincerely
descubro
hope that
como
everyone lives
que
happily
todo
ever
es una
after.
simulación y entro como en un sitio blanco.
¿Cuál?
¿Sabes? Que vas a morir de repente aplastado y te empieza a hablar una tía.
Ah, vale, sí, sí.
¿Me tengo que tirar
Es
o qué
muy
tal?
feo ese.
Me tengo que tirar, ¿no?
Toca bajar.
Que en ese... Qué loco, tío. ¿Pero esto qué pasa? ¿Sigue esto?
¿Qué ha pasado, tío? Porque se ha puesto como que se estaba saliendo por un túnel.
¿Qué coño es esto? Pero tú no me has dicho que terminaba ya.
Sí. Es el final.
Es el final.
Sí.
A ver.
Te voy a
Pero...
hacer un último por la derecha. Que es el más raro de todos. Tienes que como entrar al ser la puerta del jefe.
Sí, a ver, pero tú me estás viendo. ¿Tú estás viendo la maleta que tengo ahora
Sí,
mismo
sí, lo
encima?
estoy viendo. Así yo no he jugado.
He hecho ese. Es que, a ver...
No, pero hay uno de la puerta del jefe que tienes como que entrar y salir súper rápido.
Vale, por eso no lo he hecho entonces. Es que hay
Y
un
dejas al
ascensor.
narrador dentro. Y tú te vas.
Y dejo
Con
el
el
narrador
narrador dentro.
dentro. Ahora voy a ver.
Y tienes que volver al principio.
Mi puta habitación, aquí, venga, vamos, que aquí estamos a gusto. ¿Qué cojones, tío? ¿Qué?
No se acaba.
O
Voy a
sea,
reiniciar pronto.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be
Tiene
the
mucho
leading
más.
man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion.
pero esto es una locura, tío.
That's
Es
who
que con
I
este
am.
juego te puedes suicidar.
That is
Te
what
puedes
I
pegar un
mean
tiro en la
by
polla
igual,
tranquilísimamente.
hostia.
Yes, yes, I'll be
Gente,
back. There's no other way.
Imagínate
Once
este
this
juego
ends, after it all comes to a
con un
close,
montón de finales
then
más.
I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Es que
Very
hay
soon.
unos que luego
I
si
can
quieres te
wait.
los digo cómo hacerlos, que son en plan... pff. Imagínate hacer esos. Son en comandos, ¿eh? O sea, el juego espera que tú pongas comandos.
Sí.
Lo tiene pensadísimo. Yo puse un comando que te permitía romper puertas. Iba rompiendo
All of
todas las
his
puertas.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Ah,
decided to
mierda,
go to
el
the
azul.
meeting room. Perhaps he had
Hostia, ¿lo he
something
visto?
El azul,
to memo.
vete por la puerta 4, 2... ya está, ese es un final. Ahora te toca reiniciar, creo.
¿Esto
When
dices?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Sí, no,
he
mira,
entered
puedes
the
salir por
door on
ahí.
his
Lo de
left.
antes que había como una pizarra.
Sí.
Ese era un final, simplemente.
Ya, sí, ya lo he visto antes, eso lo he visto antes. ¿Qué voy? ¿Por el de la izquierda? ¿Por el de la puerta del jefe?
Sí, pero el jefe, tienes que entrar y salir, pero muy rápidamente.
Vale.
Y dejar el narrador dentro.
La puerta del jefe, la del
Yet
jefe,
not
la
a
grande, ¿no?
single person here either.
Sí, la grande. Es
Feeling a
complicado,
wave
pero
of
yo
disbelief,
le hice la primera, así que
Stanley
tampoco debe
decided to
ser.
go up to
Entro y
his
salgo, ¿no?
boss's
Directamente.
office. Hoping
Sí.
coming to a
Pero es que
staircase,
no,
Stanley
como,
walked
es como
upstairs
entrar y
to his
salir, os va
boss's
diciendo.
office.
Esta de aquí, ¿no? Esa de ahí.
Sí, la puerta grande.
¿Entro y salgo?
Sí, rapidísimo.
Stepping into his manager's
No.
office, Stanley was once again
No.
stunned to discover
Ah, no, claro, dentro. Puedes reiniciar,
human life.
¿Puedo iniciar cómo?
Con el escape.
¿Volver a comenzar la partida?
Sí.
Vamos, vamos, vamos,
All of
vamos.
his co-workers were gone. What could it
Vamos,
mean?
vamos, vamos, lo voy a hacer, hombre, que lo voy a hacer,
Pues,
tú.
al final de la
Stanley
pizarra
came
blanca,
to a
¿eh?
set of two open doors.
Pero
he
no
entered
daba
the
ningún
door
final,
and
te metías
left.
ahí simplemente y ya está.
Sí, pero eso cuenta como final.
Ya, ya me metí antes yo.
Te pone
Yet
huevo,
there was not a
arenis.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
¿Has hecho lo del
Stanley
ascensor?
decided to go up
No.
to his boss's office.
O sea, me he metido, pero no pasa nada, ¿no?
Coming to a staircase,
Sí, no pasa nada,
Stanley
simplemente es la
walked
musiquita.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Sí, me he metido en la puta hostia.
Estuve yo 2 horas. A ver si pasaba algo.
Es que este juego era así. Es que me da miedo, tío, o sea.
Uy, casi.
The moment
¡Sí! ¿Qué?
Ojo.
¿Ahora qué?
Ahora a volver. No va a haber ni
Por aquí,
narrador
¿no?
ni nada. A volver donde antes. Al principio tienes que volver.
El silencio.
Sí. ¿Has dejado el narrador? Ahí.
Su. Te has liberado de tu locura. Tío, el movimiento es como súper violento.
Sí, rarísimo. Porque era un mod del Half-Life.
Flipas.
Todo esto es un mod del Half-Life.
Sí, tiene las mismas texturas, tiene todo, tío. Se ha abierto esa puerta ahora. Qué miedo, ¿no?
Es el último final que te quedaba.
Tengo que entrar, ¿no?
Tienes que entrar.
You are now leaving. El ascensor. ¿Qué? Pero hay puertas de aquí, tú.
Nada, te toca dar vueltas. El escape pod, el escape pod.
Pero aquí no.
Te toca dar vueltas como un insensato.
Y el de... El de la autodestrucción. Ese no se puede evitar ni nada, ¿no?
No, es así al final. Hay una puerta que se abre, pero si la rompes no hay nada detrás. Yo me puse comando para romper puertas y no hay nada detrás, está ahí para trolear. Que se abre justo cuando quieres ir ahí, se cierra.
Buena.
Y no hay nada. Es un byte. Y lo de los números tampoco funciona, es una troleada.
Ya, pues ya está, que me he puesto a clicar antes un buen rato los números, tú. Me he comido el final de la autodestrucción como 2 o 3 veces. Hostia, Skateboard Launch Bay. Sí, por favor, vámonos. No veo nada, tío. ¿Eh? ¿Pero qué cojones?
Ahora, y te has ido al espacio.
No he entendido nada, ¿qué cojones?
all of his co-workers were
¿Y ya
gone.
está?
What could it
Sí.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
A ver,
Para los
a ver.
demás, hay uno aquí, pero que es como que tienes que decir los pasos, si lo quieres hacer.
¿Cuál?
Vale, esto es complicado, ¿vale? A ver si me acuerdo. Tienes que coger,
Stanley
y ahí hay
went around
ordenadores.
touching
Hay un
every
ordenador que
little
pone
thing in
insert
the office,
input o algo
but it
así.
didn't make a single
Le das.
difference, nor did it advance the story in
Tienes que
any
mirar los
way.
ordenadores.
Estoy en esta sala solo.
Sí, en esta sala. El primero es en esta sala.
Awaiting input.
Le das.
Le he dado. Input received.
Reinicias el mapa.
¿Otra vez?
Sí. Vale, de este me acuerdo, ¿eh?
Vale. Let's go. A desbloquear finales ahí.
All of his
Vale.
co-workers were gone. What could
Ha
it
cambiado.
mean?
Vale.
¿No?
Stanley decided
Ha
to go
cambiado.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vale, ahora lo que tienes que hacer es coger. Espera que me acuerde.
Sí.
Vale. Hay. La primera sala
Sí.
hay otro waiting input. Tienes que dar.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No hay, ¿no?
Sí, creo que en la primera sala es, ¿eh?
En la
Sí,
vereda.
ahí en la primera sala. La primera.
En esta de aquí, ¿no?
Tú miras todos los ordenadores.
No, que no hay ni uno que ponga.
Me cago en.
No, está el employee
Vale.
database y en este igual.
Al 423. 423.
Este. Lo tengo aquí. Le doy.
Ahí está.
Le doy. Pum. Received.
Reinicias. Ahí tienes que ir a uno que está en la oficina del jefe.
Stanley
En
decided
plan,
to go
antes
to
de la
the
oficina del
meeting room
jefe,
to check
en
on
Arriba.
his
secretaria,
co-workers.
ahí.
He never functioned well by himself.
A la
and
secretaría.
constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was
Ah, vale, creo que
terrifying
es.
to him.
Izquierda, ¿no?
When Stanley came to a set of
Sí,
two
izquierda,
open doors,
secretaría de
he
sí.
entered the door on his left.
Secretaría, let's go. ¿Esto es secretaría dices o no? Esto es secretaría, esto va a ser secretaría.
Yet there was not a
Vale, es igual,
single
dices.
person here either.
Hmm.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Como
to
ves, si
his
no te hago
boss's
spoilers, yo solo
office.
te estoy diciendo cómo hacerlo.
Ahí, eso es. Vale. Le doy. Pum.
Reiniciar. El
Bueno,
último está
ha
en
cambiado esto,
el
¿eh?
434.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to... When Stanley came
¿Qué?
to a
Pero
set
si-
of two
Inicia otra
open
vez.
doors,
Te ha salido de azul, tío.
Vale.
Espero que no se
just
pierda,
a
porque
step
si no es
through
una
this
putada.
door, Stanley thought to himself,
434.
that's all I need.
No, vale, aquí
If I
está.
can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Y reinicia y el
No
último lo
matter
tienes en la
how hard
habitación.
Pero no me
de-
deja darle, tú.
he couldn't find a trace of his
Tienes que
co-workers.
intentarlo mucho, que está un poco mal. Súbete en la
Stanley
silla.
went around touching
Sí, me he subido,
every
pero
little
no-
thing in the office, but it didn't make a
Tú inténtalo
single
mucho, que
difference.
eso me costó a mí también,
Nor
David.
did it advance the story in any way.
Lo mato.
Tú dale mucho.
Vale, ya le he dado.
Que se está bugueado.
Received. Reinicio.
Sí, ya está en Stanley. En el
Sí.
Stanley, simplemente.
Le doy, ¿no? Chimpún. Ha pillado todos ya. ¿Qué? Welcome Stanley. To Haven.
Y ya está. Ese es el final, ya no hay más.
Hay que reiniciar o se apaga solo esto.
Puedes tocar todos los botones y no pasa nada, pero puedes tocar botones.
¿Seguro que no pasa nada?
No, no pasa nada, se vuelven a encender. Yo intenté tocar los 420 algo, pero no.
¿Pero cómo coño vas a tocar todos, tío? ¿Esto es enfermo?
Entonces lo intenté, pero que no se puede, se vuelven a encender.
Reinicio, ¿no?
Hmm.
Este juego es una locura, o sea.
Sí, sí. Y el último que se puede hacer aquí... ¿Has hecho el de encerrarte en la habitación?
No.
Aquí mismo, en plan, coges, cierras la puerta y te encierras.
But Stanley simply
¿Eso lo has
couldn't
hecho?
handle the pressure.
No.
What if he had to make a
Pues es un
decision?
final.
What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Es que es la puta hostia. Lo del narrador es la puta hostia,
But the
tío.
one thing he knew for sure beyond any
Hostia, es que
doubt
este juego va
was that
sobre
if he
el
waited
narrador.
long enough, the answers would come.
No sobre
Eventually,
Stanley, va sobre el
someday,
narrador.
they would arrive.
Literalmente, ¿eh?
Soon, very soon
A ver qué
now,
hace el
this will
narrador
end.
cuando hago
He
esto.
will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Y vino. Y a tomar por culo. Bien.
All of his co-workers
Ahora,
were
a
gone.
salir.
What could it mean?
Vale, vale, te digo
Stanley
uno que se
decided
puede
to
hacer
go
aquí
to the
mismo.
meeting room.
Sí, a ver.
Muy
Perhaps
fácil.
he had simply missed a memo.
¿Sabes antes que te has subido a la silla del 4-3 algo?
Ese de aquí, sí.
No
Cuatro,
matter
¿no?
how
Sí.
hard Stanley looked,
Te has subido a la
he
silla, ¿no?
couldn't find
Sí.
a trace of his
Vale,
co-workers.
súbete en la mesa, te agachas y te cuelas por la ventana.
Espérate, ¿cómo? Pero si no hay
Se
ventana aquí.
puede, ¿eh? Te subes en el ordenador, saltas.
Espérate. ¡Ojo!
Ahí, ahí.
¿Me tiro?
Sí, sí, sí.
Me tiro para abajo, loco. Pero qué cojones.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are you sick?
Vale, sí, por favor. Es muy gracioso ser así.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally
Es que literalmente este juego te obliga, a reiniciar el juego y literalmente a apagarlo, poder ser también.
Just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can
Hostia, tú. Me voy a tirar aquí 25 años, ¿eh? Me la chupo.
Cállate, cállate, que eres muy gracioso. Te empieza a cantar.
Who people considered so manly. But the truth must
Te
be
empieza a
told,
cantar.
he was not very old.
Lleva ya un
and
poco
was
cantando un
quite
ratillo.
Particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons.
Creo que este final no se va.
Some kind of glutton.
Bueno, ahora veremos, ¿no?
All day in a
infinito.
meaningful way.
Es infinito.
But his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable.
Vamos a saltar el copyright, tío.
And lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong,
Twitch
and
no tiene
keep
copyright.
playing
Volver a comenzar la partida, por favor. Suficiente.
Te has jodido.
a soft wind
Esto es
blew
una locura, o
outside
sea.
and perhaps rain started.
Ahora mismo estoy tirado en la silla, tío. O sea, no sé ni cómo sentarme ya. Estoy muerto.
Stanley hoped that
Otro
he would
final,
one
venga.
day see weather.
Pues los de la izquierda.
¿Puerta a la izquierda
Digo,
dices?
los de la derecha. Los
Por de la
izquierda y los de la derecha, ¿no?
Sí.
Has hecho el de la confusión también.
La confusión es la puta hostia y no lo voy a volver a hacer porque son 17 minutos de puro
When
sufrimiento.
Stanley came to a set of
Derecha.
two open
Vale.
this was not the
Derecha.
correct way to the meeting room.
A ver, que me
and
acuerdo,
Stanley
tienes
knew
la
it
derecha.
perfectly
Vale,
well.
tienes que
Perhaps he
ir
wanted to
a lo del
stop by the
teléfono.
employee lounge first, just to
Tienes que
admire
coger
it.
y desenchufar el teléfono.
¿Cómo con lo del teléfono?
The lounge was grand,
¿Sabes el del
majestic,
teléfono, no?
perhaps too, but eager to get back to
Que hay un
business.
teléfono y lo tienes que
Stanley
coger.
took the first open door.
Sí, pero ¿dónde
on his
está
left.
eso?
Aquí, a la derecha, para normal, sin saltar.
¿Cómo?
Tú normal, tú vete sin ir por ese sitio, sin ir por... Tú recto.
Recto. Pum.
Pero, sí.
Vale,
Si
loco,
saltas-
sí, 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 sí.
Stanley was so bad
Si saltas,
following
inicias
directions,
el
it's incredible
final del
it
bebé.
wasn't 5 years ago.
Sí que lo que he hecho antes, sí.
Si saltas y
Look,
no lo haces
Stanley,
caso.
I think perhaps we've gotten
Pues
off
si
on
no
the wrong
saltas-
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
Si saltas y
your
le haces
trust in
caso, también es
someone
otro
else
final,
can be
pero
difficult,
si
but
no
the
saltas
fact
y
is that the
desenchufas el
story has been
teléfono,
about nothing but
se raya
you
la
all
vida.
this time.
Se raya
Someone
infinito.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Vale.
Ah, en esas puertas no hay nada.
Your chance to redeem yourself.
¿Sabes que hay puertas cerradas?
Sí,
No
sí,
hay
sí.
nada.
Nada, estoy yendo por
Tienes que ir
delante.
rompiendo las
To let
puertas. No hay
her
nada.
back into
El
your
teléfono.
life. She's
Sí,
been
lo
waiting.
¿Lo cojo?
Desenchúfalo.
Vale.
That's her, Stanley. Oh,
Vas,
no, no,
vas
no,
al
no.
enchufe
Did you
y lo
just
quitas.
unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a
Lo has
choice.
quitado,
How
¿no?
did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Moviendo
Ahora
papeles.
empieza el mejor final de
It's
todo.
definitely here, clear as day.
Pero de todos,
Stanley
todos.
picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second.
La hostia, tío.
Did I just see... No, that's not possible.
Es que, es que el guión es la puta hostia, o sea, te lo
How
digo.
I not noticed it sooner?
Está muy bien
Lord
pensado.
Stanley, you're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
Oh,
Well, I
empieza.
wouldn't have that kind of risk on my watch.
El mejor
I'm
final de
going to stop
todos.
the game for a
Junto con
moment
el del
so I
bebé.
can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Observa este útil vídeo.
Choice. It's the
¿Qué
best
es
part
esto?
of being a real
Que te lo
person,
pone,
but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend
Stephen.
years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Franquitis.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best
Prácticas.
part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less?
Tío, pero qué coño
Finally,
es esto.
if you begin to wonder if your
Gracias,
choices are
tío.
actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Confirmamos que este juego
Welcome back.
es
You may
de
have
presión, ¿vale?
noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making,
Disonancia
you can revisit a
narrativa.
choice you made just a few minutes ago
Literalmente.
and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Por aquí, por favor. Pues habrá que seguirle al pavo.
Ahora ya. Yo ya me callo. Ahora ya experimenta al final.
O sea, por aquí digo yo, ¿no?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Es que, tío, es que es todo para crear una buena historia,
As
tío.
soon as possible before the narrative
Que lo consigue,
contradiction
pero
gets any
luego ya.
worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place
Luego ya.
is not well equipped to deal with reality.
No puedes buguear esto y caer, ¿eh? Porque el comando que te debería dejar buguear las cosas, no, a mí no me funcionó.
No habrá... Habrá que seguir para adelante, digo yo, ¿no?
Estará parcheado.
Claro. En la sala de
Aquí
espera.
puedes romper puertas.
Almost
Que
there.
toma por
You'll
culo.
take the door on the left,
Pero
back to the
dice,
correct
no.
ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Estás en casa libre en el mundo real. ¿Cómo?
Now remember, all you need
No,
to
no,
do
ya
is
verás.
behave exactly as Stanley would.
Como
That
Stanley lo
means
haría.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story
Sé
first. I'm
Stanley.
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All
Le sigo al tío, ¿no?
When
Sí, sí.
Stanley came to a set
Alguien
of
que ser
two
Stanley.
open doors, he entered the door
Yo me
on
lo
his
escoldar el
left.
Stanley.
Entro a la puerta a su izquierda y hago lo que me dice el señor.
Tienes que hacerlo una vez bien y otra vez mal.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Y ahora seguimos con la historia de este señor. Yo sigo para adelante, ¿no?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Tú
hoping he
sigue.
might
O lo
find
dejo
an
hablar.
answer there.
Da
Nada,
igual.
sin más. Sigo.
No se raya nada.
Ahora para arriba.
Coming to a staircase,
Obviamente, porque abajo no me
Stanley
dejan.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oficina de su jefe. Let's go. Ahora es... ¿Qué?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again
Ah, verde.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
¿Qué tengo que hacer?
Ah,
Stanley spoke the code.
¿En serio?
Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
¿Tengo que decirlo yo?
no te voy a decir
Sí, me
nada.
lo estoy escuchando. Nightshark
sorry, is there a problem?
115.
You didn't mishear me, did
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo?
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't
espere,
get on with the
espere,
story.
espere,
This is a
espere.
crucial step.
¿Por qué te estás riendo, tío? Es que, ¿por qué me he escuchado doble?
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it, but you know what?
Pero ¿cómo que no lo voy a hacer? Me cago en la puta, que lo he dicho ya,
Bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you had better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Se ha reído en mi puta cara, ¿no?
Sí, te
sea,
cuento una cosa graciosa este finalito pequeño.
A ver.
El juego no tiene receptor de voz.
Me lo he imaginado, pero me escuchaba doble. Digo, me cago en la puta tú. Lo digo. Hay que ser hijo de puta. Entro por la puerta a su izquierda, entro por la derecha, ¿no?
Sí.
Le va a hacer caso a este pavo, su puta madre.
No! Why did you
¿Qué?
do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
¿Tengo que ir para atrás ahora?
Claro.
Y voy para aquí. Puto juego como vacila, tío.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
A tomar por culo.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. When Stanley came to a
Es lo que es eso, tío.
he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Hostia, al final, ¿no?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step
Creo que eso te queda
forward,
un final
please.
normal más.
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
¿Has hecho el
The
de
story needs it.
¿Cuál?
So, you hear me?
el de la confusión? ¿Has hecho el de
Are you
suicidarte?
there? You listening to this, Stanley? Are
¿El
you
de
there?
tirarte por el este?
Sí,
Okay.
Sí.
It's okay, I can wait.
te has suicidado. En
You
plan,
need
te has
time
tirado,
to
pero has
decide.
muerto.
He muerto y
I'm
queda abajo,
sure
sí.
Your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Bien.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Te faltan...
Take
Te
as
falta
much
uno,
time
entonces.
as you
Solo te
need.
falta el de
Hay que
tirarte y
hacer...
luego hacerle caso.
Hostia, pues es más corto de lo que pensaba este juego, ¿no? Yo pensaba que era un poco más largo.
Ah, es cortito.
Entonces, ¿cuál me falta,
Stanley
dices?
came to a set of two
Tirarte
open doors.
por la
He entered the
barandilla.
door on
Era
his
por este de
left.
aquí, ¿no?
Y luego hacerle caso. En
This
vez,
was not
en vez de
the correct way to
coger...
the
Él te
meeting
dice, coge la
room, and
puerta
Stanley
roja o
knew
algo
it
así.
perfectly well. Perhaps he
Tienes que
wanted to
coger
stop by the employee
esa
lounge
puerta.
first, just
Es verdad,
to
yo he
relax.
cogido el azul todo el rato.
And here it was,
Y luego te has
the
pirado.
lounge. But eager to get
Cogido
back to
azul todo el rato y
business,
luego ha sido del bebé.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Eso es. Pues luego tienes que hacer eso y luego
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
hacemos
incredible
el
it
final...
wasn't
Ah, no, y
5
luego
years
tienes que
ago.
ponerte los comandos. Sí. Que os digo cómo se hacen.
Vale.
Look, Stanley,
Correcto,
I thought
y ya
perhaps
estaría.
you'd gotten off on the wrong
Pues
foot
pie...
here.
Yo sé pie corto, tú he leído ahí pie.
Me, really, I'm not.
Y digo pie corto.
I realize that investing
Pues
in
corto
your
ha sido, yo pensaba que iba a durar unas 4 horillas o así.
but the
Nah,
fact
es
is
cortito
that
el
the
juego,
story
joder.
has been
Perfecto,
about
bien.
nothing but you all
Hostia,
this
la
time.
confusión ha sido muy bueno, tío.
There's someone you've been
Te tiras,
neglecting,
¿sabes?
Stanley. Someone
Hostia,
you-
verdad, tú menos mal que lo has recordado, chaval.
Please. What?
Fo.
Really? I was in the
Menos
middle
mal que
of
lo has recordado
something.
tú,
Do
yo
you
me iba a ir
have
para adelante,
zero
tú.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to
Joder.
convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Era todo
let me
recto, ¿no? Por
prove
aquí.
it. Let me
Sí.
prove that I'm on your side.
Vale, la puerta roja la cojo directamente.
Now listen carefully, this is
Sí, la
important.
coges.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Puto Stanley.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Y a dar
Don't you
vueltas
see
como
that
una...
it's killing us, Stanley? I just
Este juego va a
I
dar
want you to
vueltas.
stop. We
Constantemente.
would both be so much happier if we just...
Hasta que te acabes mareando y queriendo pegarte un tirón en
And I
los
think-
cojones, yo creo.
Well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me
Damos
show
vueltas.
you.
Y más vueltas. Ojo, por aquí no.
Y es el final más
What
duro
do
para el
we
narrador.
want? What are
Este es
we
tu
looking
final.
for?
Un final duro, dices.
Para el narrador. Para ti, ¿no?
Ah, vale.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with
Para el
this
narrador ese es el
place,
más duro.
Stanley,
Además que
I
yo,
think
en mi
I
partida,
feel-
le hice sentir como una puta mierda.
I actually feel
En este final,
happy.
si haces ciertas cosas, le puedes hacer que suelte unos comentarios. Uf.
Me tengo que quedar quieto, ¿no?
¿Qué?
Me tengo que quedar quieto aquí.
No, no va a decir nada si haces eso.
¿Qué hago? ¿Vuelvo?
Entra por el pasillo.
¡Hostia!
No, wait. Where are you going?
¿Cómo?
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
Sí, hombre, voy a subir, loco. Voy a subir.
Si te tiras y vuelves y lo haces así todo el rato en vez de tirarte repetidamente, le jodes la vida. Empiezas a saltarte unas cosas.
O sea, que me tiro todo el rato, dices.
Sí, tú tírate, pero ahora vuelve a la sala. En plan, te tiras una vez y luego vuelve a la sala. Y así todo el rato.
Thank God.
Ah, y ahora vuelvo a la sala, dices.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
Eso es.
can we please get back to the other room?
Ahí estamos, en la habitación tuya, guay.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just
tranquilidad.
have to stop moving.
Y ahora... Vuelta al suicidio. ¿No ves, tío? Que esto incita al suicidio.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Y a joder a las personas.
Esto incita mal, si esto no es bueno, ¿eh?
No. No, no. What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Y me muero.
No, no te vayas a morir.
Stanley,
Ya no puedo morir.
let's go back to the other
Te rompes un
room.
poco el tobillo.
Can you do? Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
¡Otra vez aquí!
I know you'll see. You'll see that we
Con
can't
música
be
y
happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Parece el puto slicerillo, tío.
Es verdad. Ay,
Es el puto slicerillo, tío.
te crece la cola así. Como...
Te crece la cola, tío.
No, perhaps not.
Turururu, turururu, al camino de la muerte.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Turururu.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Estás leyendo correctamente. Tobillos fuera.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you actually want to stay alive. Or are you just teasing me?
Ah.
I wanted us to be happy, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
Y otra vez. A morir de nuevo.
Cuando más lo haces, más te jodes.
Pero no para nunca, ¿o sé?
No lo sé.
Hombre, parará en algún momento, ¿no? O sea, este pavo ha tenido que parar de narrar en algún momento. Sigue narrando en la vida real, está ahí esclavizado.
Ya para uno.
Y me morí.
Is
He
it-
muerto.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm
Sí,
going
ya para.
back.
Y paró. Este juego está enfermo de la cabeza.
Te quedan los de la consola.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his
¿Y
hand.
esta?
Cerrar el juego.
It was only a matter of time
¿Este
before he
monitor?
found the others, wherever they were.
No, no, los monitores
Just
que
a
estoy viendo
matter
ahora.
of time.
Ah, porque los has acabado todos.
Ah, vale. ¿Todos los finales?
Sí, excepto 2.
2. ¿Cuáles?
Que se hacen con la consola.
Vale, ¿dónde?
Vale, tienes que salir del juego.
¿Entero?
Sí, sí, sí.
Regresar al menú. Pero salir fuera del todo, al escritorio.
Salir, salir. Y estás en la Epic, ¿no?
Ahora lo voy a esperar un momento, tengo que abrir Epic, lo tengo cerrado. Epic Games.
Para que me acuerde.
Let's do the final, a ver.
Tienes que ir a la configuración de la Epic.
Vale, espera, está cargando la Epic. Poco a poco. Ajustes.
Sí. Y abajo del todo, creo que era.
¿Qué pone
Léemelo
abajo?
que no lo veo.
¿Pero abajo del todo dónde?
De ajustes.
Abajo del todo pone sobre Epic Games. No, eso no es. Pone
Pone como o códigos extra o algo así. Pone inserción de códigos o algo así.
A ver, espera.
Y tienes que ir a Stanley Parable.
Inserción de juego. De Stanley Parable.
Sí.
Pone argumentos adicionales de la línea de
Eso,
comandos.
argumentos adicionales. Pones guión.
¿Pero lo activo?
Sí, sí, actívalo. Y pon guión.
Guión.
Dep.
Minúsculo todo.
Sí, D-E-U-P. Espacio.
UP.
No, no, no. A ver, borra todo.
Didi.
Guión.
Sí.
D-E-V.
Ah, vale, con V, vale, también te digo P.
Espacio. Console.
Vale.
Ya está. Abre el juego. O guarda los cambios y abre el juego. No sé cómo era.
Sin más, ¿no? Cambios hechos. Ahora abro el juego. Está abriéndose.
Si te debería
Vale,
salir.
ya estoy.
Va a esperar que no lo veo.
Ahora cuando se meta.
Ahí está, vale. Ahora creo que si le das a la virgulilla,
Qué
o sea,
virgulilla.
al 4, al botón 4, al GR4.
No. No ocurre nothing de nothing,
Vale, estas opciones.
Sí.
Vete a teclado ratón.
Sí.
Editar teclas.
Sí.
Busca la consola. Y si no está, tienes que meterte
Console.
en un sitio. Ahí está.
Ah, vale, este. ¿Cuál es ese?
Yo lo
Vale.
puse en la F1.
Vale, me salgo de aquí entonces, ¿no? Vale. Atrás.
Ah, pero cámbiala.
Ah, que la cambie.
Claro, porque ese botón es como imposible. No sé ni cuál es.
Vale, tú al te pusiste, dices.
El F1.
F1. Ok. Atrás. F1, ya estamos aquí.
Vale. ahora
¿Se
el
ve la
F1.
consola en el directo?
Sí, se ve.
Vale.
Pon
Sí.
el primer final. Es el final serio.
Vale.
SV
Sí.
/ chat.
Sí.
Eh,
¿Qué más pongo?
espacio 1.
1.
Submit.
Submit. ¿Cómo? Quito el este, ¿no? F1. Ah, no, sí, se quita solo.
This is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious.
Perfecto, se ha puesto serio el narrador.
I could find.
Sí.
I looked at many
Esa es la más seria que
hundreds
puede
of tables.
encontrar.
It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious.
Perfecto.
I relate this story to
Gracias por
Antes
la
eso,
explicación.
dale a la
the
F.
extent to which this is the most serious room I
Dale a
have,
la,
which is why I brought you here.
dale a la
You
C.
just tried to activate server cheats,
Dale a la E.
which of course runs the risk
Dale a la P.
of breaking the entire game.
Dale a la U.
You've got no respect for
Dale a
the
la N.
strict order of scripted narrative
Dale
events,
a la C.
and I just can't have
Dale a
that.
la H.
It's time to get serious, Stanley.
¿Qué?
No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room.
Super seria la mesa ahora,
Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk
Si
about
vuelves
the
a poner el
severity of
comando,
your
te dice más
actions
cosas.
and whether
Cambia
you've learned
el guión.
anything. But until then, serious room, go.
Perfecto. No me deja salir.
No, ahí te quedas.
O sea, F1 otra vez.
Sí.
Pero qué cosa más loca es esta, güey.
Y vuelves a poner el comando y te dice más cosas. Son 3 veces. En plan, 1, 2 y 3.
Ah, vale, o sea, pongo el mismo comando, ¿no?
Hmm.
2.
Whoa, did we not have the talk? Are
No,
we
no
not
tuvimos
in
ninguna
the
charla, ¿no?
serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through? I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a notes room. Again, the point of this story is to convey how serious I feel this cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room.
Infinitos
I
años.
generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this.
Buah, estoy devastadísimo, tío. Estoy tirado en el suelo ahora mismo. Me duelen las
Most
costillas.
serious I could think of. Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try.
F1. ¿Qué más me tienes que decir?
Still no effect. The problem
La
is
última, ya.
clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough. That's on me, Stanley. I apologize. I'm going to the store to look through more tables. Hopefully I
No
find one
suficientemente
that
seria.
conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
¿Cuál?
Ya está.
Vale.
Vale. Ahora tienes que ir al bebé. O sea, puedes ir tú mismo o si quieres te digo el comando para teletransportarte.
Por favor, me quiero teletransportar.
Vale, es map.
A ver. Map.
Espérate que me acuerde.
Sí, sí, sí.
Console commands. A ver, map. Babigame.
¿Cómo? Seguido.
Babigame.
Seguido.
Baby game. ¿Te has ido?
No, pero espérate. Pero
Joder,
después.
separado. Map, baby game.
Baby. Separado game.
Sí. No, baby game, todo junto.
Estoy yendo. Estoy
In
aquí.
this game, the
El
baby
bebé y el
crawls
fuego.
left towards
Vale, pues te digo el
danger.
comando
You
de...
click the button to
que
move
toca.
him back to the right.
¿Cuál es?
Vale. Vale. Es... End,
Sí.
barra baja, fire,
Sí.
big counter 9.
Separado todo, ¿no?
No, big counter 9, todos juntos.
Counter 9.
Sí.
Ya. Ah, no. Como Dios.
Add 2000.
¿Todo seguido?
Big counter 9 todo seguido, ¿eh? Y luego...
Vale,
No.
No, ya sé lo que dices.
A ver.
Es así y es así.
A ver. El 2000 separado.
Vale, ya está, ¿no?
A ver... Ahora. Vale, subbit.
¿Qué?
Subbit.
Pero
Ahí
no me ha
está.
dejado, no me ha dejado, no me ha dejado.
Ah, es que has puesto end. Es end.
Ah, end de los putos árboles de los anillos. Vale,
Sí.
vale.
Identidad también. El 9 es junto.
Sí, está junto.
Ah, ya, es que no parece.
Pero
Ya
vamos
está.
a ver.
Ya está, ya está.
Que no deja, ¿no?
No, no, que sí, que está, ya está. Ahora reanuda la partida.
Right. And if he reaches the fire, he'll fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about the desperate... Nearly there, Stanley. Art itself is about to burrow into your skull. Aren't you excited for spiritual
Por inmortalidad
immortality?
espiritual. Buah,
For
estoy
transcendence
emocionadísimo.
and oneness with the beauty and essence of all beings? Just a few seconds now. Here it
Se está muriendo el pobre narrador, Más música. Inserting music Stanley Parable. Fair Immortal. Es que este es saca de polla, O sea, el que ha hecho
Y
este
es el
juego.
último final.
El que ha hecho este juego le ha sacado la polla al aire y la ha empezado a hacer. O sea, no sé.
No, no hace falta. Es una pena que el Path of Exile no tenga crossplay.
Ya.
¿Tú sabes qué tiene crossplay? El TFT.
Ya, tío. Con el puto móvil.
Le
Plata
echamos el
3.
TFT ahí todo el mundo. A saco Paco.
Este vago me está aquí contando, yo creo. Me está recitando trozos de la Biblia, tío.
Nos está diciendo que vas a estar con él para siempre.
Sí, sí, trozos de la
No te
puta
va a
Biblia.
llegar. E improvisar comedia.
Ahí está, para improvisar comedia. Toma, gracias por mi regalo. Buen premio.
Ahora eres inmortal. Cuando mueras vas a estar con él.
Que no te quiero esperar, lo que me está diciendo que le espere, que no. Que no, 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 no. I love
Bueno,
you,
te
todo
pides
gay.
para el directo. En vivo y en directo, así te suicidas, en fin.
Ya, tío, pongo la webcam y a tomar por culo. Pum.
Oh, señor del arte, voy hacia ti.
Oh, señor del arte. Me acerco. Te
Ya
siento
tienes
ya.
todos los finales.
¿Todos los finales?
Sí.
¿Sabes lo que voy a hacer para chapar el directo, no? Para terminar este increíble directo de 3 horas.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Claro.
room.
Joder, lo
Perhaps
sabes
he's
tú,
sitting
lo
with
sé
the
yo. Y lo sabe el bebé que ha muerto quemado. Mira.
men. When Stanley came to a set
Y voy a
of
chapar
two
ahí el
open
directo, Ha
doors,
sido
he
muy
entered
buen
the
juego.
door
3 horitas de
left.
juego. Pensaba que iba a ser más largo, tío.
No, no es cortito.
Bueno,
Vas
está
a ir
bien.
al ascensor.
Yet
Obviamente,
there was not a
loco.
single person here
Si no te deja
either.
entrar, te
Feeling a
digo
wave
yo
of
cómo ir.
disbelief,
Hombre, yo quiero entrar,
Stanley
loco.
decided to go up
Sí,
to
pues
his
que hay
boss's
otra gente.
office. Hope coming
Hay
to
que
a
chapar ahí con esa banda sonora
Stanley
épica.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Stanley, te lo susurro. ¡No me deja!
Vale,
Comandos.
vale, pon el consola, pon en la consola.
Ay, ay.
Bin.
Sí.
Entre comillas, R.
¿Seguido o separado?
Joder, a ver, cuando yo lo digo seguido, seguido, ¿sabes? Lo que yo digo es seguido. Y cuando paro de decir, de yo hablar, es separado.
Joder, vale. Buena. Vince
Bin.
R.
R. Entre comillas. Y entre comillas, end / remove. A ver cómo vean el chat.
Sí, míralo, por favor. No he separado absolutamente nada.
Pues sepáralo en las comillas.
Vale, es que me has dicho ahí. Separa cuando mantenga en silencio. Submit.
Submit. Ya está. Ahora coge.
¿Me deja?
Ahora. A la R y a tomar por culo la puerta.
Ah. No me deja, loco.
Has puesto end. Es end de entidad.
¡Otra vez el lent! ¡De mierda! Te entiendo, End, joder. Se me ha olvidado ya el este. Ah, lo pone ahí, lo pone ahí.
Es el final del juego.
Claro, por eso me dices End, pues yo End. Uy, uy.
End, es que es end de entidad.
Vale, vale, que te he entendido End. End. Remove. La verdad que sí, la verdad es que borro el final, ya no hay final. Bueno, que tampoco es que haya muchos finales. R, te reviento. Y tiro las dos abajo, chaval. Ábrete, que voy a chapar el directo.
¿Estás
Juego
abierto?
completado.
¿Estás abierto?
Sí, estoy dentro ya. ¡Oh, musicote! Venga, loco.
¿Qué pasa si eliminas la puerta de ascensor? Elimina la puerta de ascensor,
Espérate,
por favor.
Stanley. Me lo susurra. Las mejores 3 horas del mundo, buen juego, muchos finales, todos completados.
Elimina
Remove,
la puerta del
remove.
ascensor.
Turururururururururu.
Sigue la música. Sal por fuera, sigue la música.
Tururururu. Claro que sigue.
¿Fuera?
Claro que... No, fuera no. Dentro, estoy dentro. ¿Puede salir? No se puede salir. No. Me quedo atrapado,
Vale,
tío.
Vale, eso ya sé por qué es. Vale, pon esto rápido en el comando.
Sí.
Pon no clip.
Ya está. ¿Qué?
Mira a ver si te dejas salir.
No, no me deja.
Nah, está bugadísimo ese
Pues es
comando,
una
tío.
buena metáfora esto para terminar. Morir en el ascensor con música de mierda, teniendo la salida adelante y no
Dale,
pudiendo
dale,
salir. No, me quedo con esta metáfora, tío. Hemos pasado por toda esta vergüenza de aventura.
Me parece invisible que puedes eliminar y destruir con el poderoso esfuerzo del botón.
No. El juego quiere que yo me quede aquí atrapado. Esta es mi nueva aventura. Mi nueva aventura, sin narrador. El narrador es la música. Y el sufrimiento, esta caja de 3 metros cuadrados. Turururu. Ala, termino el directo. Buen juego, 3 horas de directo. Bien, correcto.